Hi, I thought I'd do another video that addresses improving your chances of conceiving a child. So we're talking about improving your fertility. And if you saw my other video on this, I'll just recap that I'm not a fertility expert. I have a degree in environmental studies. I'm a health coach, and I conceived a healthy, normal baby and had her completely naturally at home at 47. So I get a lot of questions about this, and it's something I like to talk about, and I feel like I have things to add. So I thought I'd do another video on this and just give you some very concrete suggestions for things that you can add into your life and some things that you can remove from your life that will make you healthier in general. So this video is for anyone really, but particularly if you're looking to conceive a child, you want to make yourself as healthy as possible. And just doing that, that is what increases your chance to be able to conceive a child. It will increase your fertility. This also goes for men because sperm count, as I mentioned in my last video, is way down. And one of the theories for that is sort of believed to be a huge part of that are the toxins that we intake from our environment every day. So men, this applies to you. Really look at what you are doing in your life, what you're consuming, what you're absorbing, and maybe take a look at switching those things out. And again, what we want to do to become healthier in any way is we want to remove the things that are harmful, just on a very basic level, right? And add in things that are supportive. And it will be amazing to you what a difference just that mindset will have in every purchase that you make, every decision that you make, every action that you take in your life. So let's just keep that in mind and make it really, really simple. So obviously, first of all, you want to remove the things that are the biggest offenders. I was outside the other day talking to one of my neighbors, and she's sitting there smoking a cigarette and has a big soda under her arm. And she's talking about, I don't know why my nails are like really thin and they peel. And I'm like, oh, I think people are often aware these things that we do to ourselves that are harmful, like smoking. And I mean, that one pretty much everyone knows about, right? And drinking soda and eating processed foods. There's some very big things in our life that if you just kind of take an overall good look at your life, just go, what are the worst offenders here and how can I remove them from my life? Sometimes it is really simple and just takes a little bit of thinking through. I was also in the hardware store the other day, and I was talking to one of the employees there. I'm making terrariums with Vivi. And she said, oh, you can even put like a little frog in there, which I would never do. Poor frog. But she said, but don't give him tap water because that'll kill him. And I thought, interesting. I wonder if she drinks tap water. We are animals, people, and all of these things affect us on a cellular level and affect our health in general. So just maybe like put on the thinking cap and just sort of look. You will know some of those things that you're like, oh yeah, I drink 12 cups of coffee a day, or, oh yeah, I'm drinking a bottle of wine every night. Those things that you're like, yeah, okay, maybe they're kind of normalized, but I know they're not good for me. I haven't gotten off the couch for 3 days. Like, those are the things that are going to be obvious to you that you should implement first, right? Take the things that are going to make the biggest impact and remove them. Obviously, if you are a smoker, like, stop smoking. I understand it's not that easy. Figure out how to do those things for yourself if you want to conceive and if you want to conceive a healthy child, because those things are important for your body. It's important that we stop harming ourselves and start supporting ourselves in the health and the knowing that our body has around health and how to get healthy. Your body knows how to do that. You just have to stop hitting it, right? You can't have a bruise heal if you just keep hitting it every day. So we need to stop hitting ourselves and start hugging ourselves. So here are some more specific ideas for you on how to do that. Okay, first of all, so we want to take a look at what my friend Pepper Vaughn calls are the 3 legs of the stool. And these are generally, these are for your general health. Everybody needs good sleep, good food, and good nutrition. Sorry, those 2 things are the same. Nutrition, food, and exercise. So we need to be moving our bodies, we need to be eating good quality food, and we need to be getting good quality sleep. Those are freaking basic, right? Those are foundational. And sometimes during certain times in our lives, those things are difficult to come by. Like I've been trying to get a good night's sleep now for 3 years on a consistent basis, but we can do everything we can to really shore those up on that really foundational level to increase our level of health in general and our ability to conceive and increase our fertility, improve our fertility. So just a couple of ideas. You have heard these before. So for sleep, have a sleep routine. Have things that you do every night leading up till bed. If you can get to bed before 10, you will get the best quality sleep. And also if you have a child that wakes up in the middle of the night, you will have more hours sleep before they wake up in case you can't go back to sleep. If you do have issues getting to sleep or staying asleep or going back to sleep, I have started taking valerian, and it is great for me. I feel fine in the morning. It just kind of relaxes everything. Magnesium is another one you can try, although don't take too much of it because it will cause kind of a diarrhea thing to happen if you take too much of it. But I'm loving valerian. So anything you can do that's relaxing at night. And if you're really having some difficulties, yeah, maybe look into some natural sleep aids. I find that valerian is all I need, and it's wonderful. Okay, so that is sleep. Secondly, eating. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm super interested in how we nourish ourselves through food. All of this is nourishing ourselves. Food is just one of the ways we can nourish ourselves. So just a couple of really basic ideas. Start eating organic foods, because that is you eliminating intaking poison, at least from that avenue in your body. You don't want to be eating poison if you are trying to conceive, or if you are pregnant already, or if you just want to be a healthy person. Pick organic foods whenever you can. If you can get a farm box, that would be amazing, because you're also getting those seasonal foods that your body is really evolved to thrive on. And then take out processed foods from your diet. Just doing those 2 things will help a ton. And also increase your plant foods, and particularly your dark colored plant foods. So you want to be eating dark leafy greens, make them into smoothies. They're amazing. Eat a lot of salads, and like dark berries. So you want to look for like blackberries, raspberries. The darker the coloring, the more nutrients you're going to be getting out of that food. So there's just a couple of easy ideas for food. Exercise, it just depends on where you are already with that, but just get your body moving and just feel into your body, like with food, like with sleep. Really tune into your body about what your body is needing in that moment. And with exercise, you can go, okay, I've got an hour to exercise, and just kind of feel into what do I need. And sometimes the hardest thing is just to get off the couch or get your buns out of the house. But just feel like, do I need to stretch? Do I need to just get my energy out? Do I need to do some strength training? Doing strength training, even with smaller weights, will have a huge effect on your brain chemistry, which affects your entire body. So depending on where you are, maybe just look at it and take a step up from where you are into being a little bit more active. you will also sleep better as well. Everyone knows that, right? But all of this increases our health and our fertility. So if you have those 3 legs of the stool going pretty strong for you, you'll be in a really good place, and you can start looking at the other areas. If you're overwhelmed by those 3 legs still, I would focus on that. But if those are feeling pretty good for you, start to maybe look at some of these other areas I'm going to mention and see if you can level up on those areas to really just level up your health, right? Okay, so air is one of them. Let's look at environment. You want to look at your air quality. Generally, our indoor air quality is much, much, much poorer than outdoor air quality. If you live by a road like I do, you want to take that into consideration because it's nice. I leave my sliding glass door, my windows open whenever I can. But I also know that I want to filter out the toxins that are coming in from outside. So I have a Dyson air purifier. I think that's a really good suggestion to have an air purifier. Get the best one you can afford. This is what you're breathing every day. And then another suggestion along those same lines are plants. I am literally filling my house wherever I have enough light for them to eat with plants, because it is because of plants that we are able to exist on this planet. Without plants, there would be no oxygen and there would be no other beings. So plants actually eat the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, and they emit oxygen. So, I mean, this is right, Biology 101. But if you have plants in your home, these will be purifying the air. They also take the toxins out of the air, the contaminants out of the air, and purify them and create oxygen from that. So plants are great to have in your home. If you could see my other wall, I'll show you guys again. It's just like becoming a jungle, and I love it. And just looking at the plants and that green color and the practice that is caring for houseplants or any plants outside also is just so nourishing to the soul. I find that sometimes Vivi and I will watch little movies together or something, and I will find myself, because I'm in the room with the plants, just looking at my plant, like just looking at them is actually nourishing. It's calming. I mean, you can look up the science on this too. It will decrease blood pressure. It will increase your sense of calm, increase creativity, productivity. There's nothing, there's no downside of plants. So those are my couple suggestions for air quality. So the next thing you might want to look at is water, the water that you're drinking, but also the water that you're showering with and that is going into your home. For instance, I use humidifiers throughout the home because it's so nice on the skin. Your skin quality will really improve if you're using a humidifier. But you want to use filtered water in your humidifier, or use a humidifier with a filter, because you don't want to be breathing, for instance, chlorine gas in the air. It's extremely unhealthy. So if you have humidifiers, do that. I got mixed up. I thought we were talking about air for a second still. So with the water, you want to be filtering your water. So not only do you want to be drinking filtered water and cooking with filtered water, food prep with food water, you want to be bathing and showering in filtered water. So I use Aquasana filters. They're not very expensive. Where I live right now is an apartment building, so it's not an option for me to do a whole house filter. So I just have a filter on my shower. And then it has the shower head that you can take off that's on the tube, and that's how I fill the bathtub if I take a bath, and always for Vivi as well. So we're always having filtered water on our body because our body is going to absorb the chlorine, it's going to absorb any toxins in the water, and we're trying to avoid that. It'll also make your skin much softer and sexier and nicer. So a water filter is really important. Drinking filtered water, also very important, or drinking clean, good quality water. I use Mountain Valley spring water. I have it delivered every month. Of course, it's a little bit more of an expense, but if you're doing cost benefit analysis, being a healthy person comes out way on top if you can afford to do that. If you can't, for years and years, I used a Brita water filter. It's not that great, but it's better than nothing. Please filter out those major contaminants that are going to really eat away at your health. And a water filter is a really easy, good way to do that. So the next thing you might want to look at are cleaning products. They're typically a huge violent offender in terms of our health. We don't want to have these things around anyway if we have kids, right? So there's pretty much nothing I can't clean without just vinegar and baking soda. I will mix baking soda and water and sometimes a little dish soap, natural dish soap, into a paste and use that like you would use like a Comet for sinks, bathtubs, anything like that where you need a little bit more abrasiveness. White vinegar will also, I think any vinegar actually, but I just use white. It's very cheap. Will kill 99% of germs. So the companies who make cleaning products don't let you know that you can, for a couple of bucks, kill 99% of harmful viral and bacterial organisms on your countertops, wherever you're cleaning, very easily with vinegar. For other stains, such as potty training pee stains or food stains, I use Back Out. This is BioClean. It's an enzyme culture cleaning fluid, and it's great. You spray it on there. I once spilled an entire really dark green smoothie on a friend's white rug where I was staying. I was horrified. And I sprayed this on there, gone. It will eat it up. You just leave it on there and let it do its thing. And I swear I use this quite a bit too, hopefully less, as Vivi is potty trained now for the most part. Another thing you might want to look at are personal care products. I did a whole video on makeup, so if you want to check that out, you can. In general, stop using drugstore makeups and start using makeup that does not contain toxic chemicals, because again, anything you're going to be putting on your skin is going to be absorbed, at least to some degree, and is going to cause issues. If they're not issues that you actually see, they are underlyingly, all of these little things, underlyingly eating away at your foundations of health. And you never know when that last straw is going to happen and break the camel's back. Oh, I hate these animal metaphors. I take that back. You just never know what the thing is going to be that's going to tip you over into a state where your body cannot put out those fires anymore and it's losing the battle. So we want to be really taking out those things that are causing those fires. So instead of fighting fires, your body can be rejuvenating and rebuilding and becoming a beautiful, healthy, clean organism that's ready to house or create a child. So Larenum is an awesome beauty product line. I just actually replaced all my eyeliners and everything with Larenum. You can go on their website, it's larenum.com. It's just minerals. There's nothing in here. It's actually really healthy for your skin. So switch to those. Switch out talked about this too. Switch out any lotion you're using on your body for an oil. Olive oil is a great one. Grapeseed oil is another great one. I got the sprayer on Amazon. It's actually for cooking and it's perfect for spraying on my skin. So that's another good one. Here's another one I just thought I'd mention. This is called Nice Meadow. And the brand is gypsysoulorganics.com. I was gifted this, but I use this instead of a perfume. It just smells so beautiful. It's all natural ingredients, water, coconut oil, chamomile, lavender, and rose. And it smells so wonderful, and there's nothing in here that's gonna hurt you. And perfumes have chemicals in them that we just want to eliminate from our lives altogether. So you want to just look at all your personal care products, your shampoo, anything that you use on your skin, and really eliminate anything you can that has harmful products in it. And if that is kind of a leap for you to know which is harmful, which is not, I did a video talking about some of the basic ones, parabens you want to avoid. But if you want to kind of just have someone do that work for you, I would suggest shopping at least at Whole Foods. They tend to carry products that are more natural. Again, keep in mind, the word natural has no legal definition, so it is a marketing term and can be used on just about anything, but you want to be looking for products from stores that put a real emphasis on carrying healthy products. So you might have a co-op in your area, a health food store, or at the very least, order from Whole Foods online. Thrive Market is another good one, just to kind of take it top down and have somebody kind of do that work for you. So those are some of the main areas that I would start looking at. Keep in mind that the easier you make it for yourself, the better, and be kind to yourself, because we are enculturated into all of these products, sold all of these products, because we've been so disconnected from nature and from our true nature, which is one and the same. We don't realize that that hole in our soul isn't going to be filled by a product. You know, it's actually connection with our true selves. So the more we can do that, the less we think we need all these other products, and the more we can remove what's toxic and supplement with what's supportive. I wanted to say one more thing, because I forgot to mention this area. Just looking at your life in general, your emotional life, and maybe your work life as well. If you can look at detoxing in those areas, for instance, if you just make a list of the 5 people in your life that you find the most draining to you, and then just think of ways that you can either eliminate interaction from them in your life or take that way, way down. That will help you a lot, because one of the big things you want to remove to make yourself healthier and more fertile is stress from your life. Stress is massive. And stress is what we're talking about in general in this whole video, because all of these toxins that we are ingesting, that we're absorbing, that we're breathing, are stressing our system. So we really want to overall be looking at stress, and we tend to just think of stress as something that's irritating me or stressing me out, but all of these things are stressing our bodies out to one degree or another, and if we can remove as many as possible, this will be really, really beneficial for us and our fertility. So look at who you're spending your time with. Like I said, make that list, see if you can eliminate or at least decrease the amount of time that you spend with these people. And then look at our jobs that we're doing. Look at your profession. And I'm not telling you like completely change it. If that's something that's calling to you, for sure take a look at that and move in take steps in that direction, because just doing that will de-stress you and make you feel like you're taking the steps that you need to take in your life, which is de-stressing in general. But just try to de-stress your current work environment. Maybe add a plant to your desk. Bring some nice water and snacks to have with you. If you're working from home, really, really, really beautify that area so that you have an ergonomic chair that feels nice to you, if you can afford to do that, so that you're wearing glasses that are cutting the blue light, which is another thing you want to stop doing a couple of hours before bedtime, because that will also keep you awake. Stop looking at screens. I think most people know that by now. I remember when I was working at a job that I really didn't want to work at anymore. It was at a school, and every day at lunchtime, I would go outside, and there was this little area that was kind of like no one used it anymore. And there were these massive vines hanging down and these fruits, and I didn't know what they were, but I would go sit out there every day and I would just breathe, like just paying attention to my breath and looking around and being in a natural environment where there were all these vines and beautiful plants and trees. And it wasn't even part of the area where I worked. It was actually above the wall of the school. It was someone's garden. But I could sit there and look at that and look at the sky. And I remember it just being like a lifesaver. And I ended up gathering up those fruits and bringing them home with me every week. And it turned out they were passion fruit. I had never seen a passion fruit. And they had the most beautiful smell when you open them up, and I would put them in my smoothies. So just something like that, where you can find a place where you work, where it is refreshing and rejuvenating for you. And just, if you can take that break, take as many as you can, but if you can take specifically like a giant break in the middle of the day, maybe take your lunch outside and just be outside. The difference between being inside and outside for our psyches and our physiology is night and day, and will de-stress you and give you so many health benefits. And you'll also come back to your work feeling rejuvenated, and although probably wanting to stay out there and run for the hills. But those are just some ideas for you, and I hope that those were helpful. And yeah, have a happy day. Thanks.